Playing against hypermobile armies that use reposition effects can be brutal. They can hide big chunks of their army, pull units off the board, and then put them down again on their turn. That means they can create shooting angles you didn't plan for, score points safely, weaken your screens, and spread you thin until you finally crack. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn their biggest strength into a weakness and force them to play your game. Most armies with reposition tricks are trying to disrupt the normal flow of the game by doing 4 things. 1. They hide their damage until it's convenient. 2. They create angles you didn't plan for. 3. They overload one area of the board. 4. They limit your ability to hit back. And you'll see this in a bunch of armies. The ones that come to mind right away are Grey Knights, Necron's Hypercrypt Legion, Chaos Demons in Demonic Legion or Shadow Legion, and Tyranids in Subterranean Assault. Now, reposition effects are usually best with shooting units because it's hard to rely on a 9-inch charge unless they have a way to come in closer. Out of these examples, Tyranids and Necrons are usually the ones that do the drop and delete plan the best. Maybe also certain demon setups. But no matter what faction it is, the thing you need to watch for is this. If they can reposition, they're trying to set up one brutal turn where you lose multiple units and can't trade back. The plan for playing against these armies is simple. Screen like crazy. Pick off units from range early, and don't allow your army to get isolated and deleted in pieces. Chaos Knights win games by surviving the early pressure and then taking over turns 3, 4, and 5. And when it comes to primary scoring, you don't need to win the scoreboard immediately. For most missions, if you can hold 2 objectives, keep your opponent from comfortably holding 3, and then reduce them down to 1 or 0 later in the game, you're in a great position. If your opponent starts with reserves, you want to screen in a way that denies them the drop they actually want. And the goal is simple. Make them drop on their side of the board. If you can delay their best drop until turn 3, you've already won half the battle. Because even if they can reposition later, you've prevented that double hit turn where they drop in aggressively and reposition into angles on the same turn. Now, I'll be honest, screening like this is really hard with mono knights. So if you regularly face armies like this, I strongly recommend bringing demons or CSM damn units to help screen your backfield and protect your knights. And I'm not going to do a full screening deep dive here. I already covered that in my screening video, so if you want the full breakdown, go check that one out. One more point. A lot of these armies have limited access to sticky objectives. So if you can eliminate the units that make objectives sticky, or threaten empty objectives with your own deep strike units, looking at you fleshhounds, then your opponent is forced to leave units behind to score. And the more you kill from their army, the more true this becomes. Because at the end of the day, they can't reposition and score if they don't have bodies left to hold objectives. Target priority is still straightforward into these types of armies. I break down threats into 4 categories. Number 1, can kill a knight alone. An example for this one is a bloodthirster. Number 2, can deal significant damage to a knight alone or kill a knight with support, like a Doomsday Arc. Number 3, can deal some damage to a knight, but it's unreliable, for example, a Demon Prince. And number 4, deals minimal damage to a knight, Necron warriors in melee. And here's the key. Against reposition armies, categories 1 and 2 matter even more, because those are the units that can appear out of nowhere, line up in angle, and delete a knight before you can respond. So if you can eliminate those units early, or isolate them and kill them on your terms, you'll be able to move your knights around the board without constantly worrying about losing one instantly. Here are the most common mistakes I have made into reposition armies. Number 1, not accounting for reposition effects in round 1 if they go second. If you deploy like the game is normal and they get to move second, you can lose the game before you even take a real turn. Number 2, spreading out across 3/4 of the board. This is a big one. Reposition armies want you to spread out, because then they can pick a weak section and collapse it. Number 3, not screening your home field. If they can drop into your backfield, steal your home objective, and force you to turn around, you're already playing their game. Number 4, trying to hold 3 objectives early. You don't need to win early, you need to survive early. Chaos Knights win when the opponent runs out of tools and you still have big models alive on turn 4. Alright, quick recap. If you're playing into Subterranean Assault Tyranids or any army with heavy reposition tricks, your goal is not to stop them from doing it completely. Your goal is to make it inefficient. So remember this: screen like crazy and deny the drop. Stay connected, don't spread out for free. Hold 2 objectives, don't panic trying to hold 3. Kill categories 1 and 2 first, because those are the units that can actually delete knights. And then take over the game, turns 3 through 5. Because Chaos Knights don't win by being the fastest army on the table. We win by surviving the early game and ending the game with big models still standing. If this helped you, drop a comment and let me know what army you're struggling into right now, and I'll cover it in a future video. And if you want the full deep dive on screening, check out my Screening with Knights video. That's the foundation for this whole game plan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.